Is the Metro Vancouver real estate market finally recovering? This is the May update for 2023, which means we're going to be looking at the April numbers, comparing those to the month before and the year before to see how things have shifted from month to month and year to year. And hopefully we'll be able to answer that question, or at least get a better idea of whether or not the Metro Vancouver real estate market is recovering. So let's get into it. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Tyler Burrows. I'm a realtor and real estate advisor here in Vancouver. And my goal with this channel is to introduce, inform, update, and educate everything real estate. This video is an update, so we're going to be going over the Metro Vancouver real estate numbers. If you're wondering where I get these numbers, I get them from the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, and I have put a link below so you can click on that and follow along if you'd like. Otherwise, I will be putting all the numbers right up on the screen, so you don't need to do that, or you can bookmark it to check out those numbers later. And while we're talking about the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, in their last update, they said despite listing activities being below historical norms, the Metro Vancouver real estate market is making a surprising comeback. And at the end of this video, I will talk about what I think they mean by a surprising comeback, and I will compare that to what I'm actually seeing while I'm out there. Now, if you follow me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or here on YouTube or any social media, you'll know that I do a ton of home tours. My goal is to see as many listed properties as possible here in Vancouver, and if the listing agent will allow it, I will take out my phone and I will walk through doing a POV video, and then I'll upload that to social media so you can see exactly what's out there. This gives me the opportunity to see what's out there, the quality, the listing price, and in some cases, what it's selling for. Now I'll take that information and I'll compare it to the stats in the summary to hopefully give you a different perspective of what's going on. One more thing before we get into it, I'm going to be making some educational content. So if there's anything you want to know about the Vancouver or BC real estate market, or real estate in general, or Vancouver in general, please reach out. You can comment below. There's a link in my bio, or you can find me at tylerburrows.com. Now, as per usual, I have broken this down into chapters, so feel free to jump to the chapter that is most applicable for you. I'm going to start off in the condo market. I'm going to move to the townhouse market and go to the detached market. And finally, I'm going to summarize everything. So if you want to just skip to the summary, then that's just fine. I will see you there. With no further ado, let's get into it. Here are the numbers for the Metro Vancouver condo market, April 2023. So condos in Metro Vancouver in April 2023 saw 3,776 active listings, 1,413 sales, a benchmark price of $752,300, and the average days on market for a condo in April 2023 was 25. So let's do the sales to active listing ratio to see what kind of market condos we're sitting in April of 2023. So if we take the sales of 1,413 and we divide them by the active listings of 3,776, we get 37.4%, which is a seller's market. Remember, anything over 20% is considered a seller's market, between 12 and 20% is considered a balanced market, and below 12% is considered a buyer's market. Now, I'll go into what a sales to active listing ratio means a little bit more in the summary, so if you're confused about that, just stick around and I'll explain that a little bit more. Now, let's take those April numbers and compare them to the March numbers so we can see how things have shifted from month to month. So we can see that the active listing was up by 17 in April. Sales has gone up by 102. The benchmark price has jumped up $14,900, and the average days on market have actually gone down by 5. Now, let's take April of 2023 and compare that of April 2022 so we can see how things have shifted from year to year. So we can see from year to year, the active listings have only changed by 14. This year, the sales are behind by 279 compared to last year. And this one's going to hurt a little bit. The benchmark price from 2022 to 2023 has dropped $92,400. And finally, the average days on market has gone up by 8. So on the screen, I've got April 2023, March 2023, and April 2022. So you can compare those numbers. Please feel free to pause that if you want to take a look at that. Otherwise, we have it linked below so you can go to the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver and you can check out those stats for yourself. We are going to move on to the townhouse market. Here are the Metro Vancouver townhouse numbers for April 2023. As you can see, townhouses saw 1,247 active listings, 500 sales, a benchmark price of $1,078,400, and the average days on market for a townhouse in April of 2023 was 25. So let's do the sales to active listing ratio so we can see what type of market townhouses we're sitting in April of 2023. If we take the sales of 500 and we divide them by the active listings, 1,247, we get 40.1%, which is by far a seller's market. Remember, a seller's market is above 20%, balanced between 12 and 20, and below 12 is considered a buyer's market. Now, let's take April 2023, compare that to March 2023 so we can see how things have shifted month to month. So we can see this month that active listings have actually dropped by 22, sales are up by 34, the benchmark price is also up by 22,000, and the average days on market has gone down by 2. Now let's take April 2023 and compare that to April 2022 so we can see how things have shifted year to year. Now when we compare them, we can see that this April had 19 more active listings, but 78 less sales. And here's where it hurts when we compare 2023 with 2022. The benchmark price has fallen $72,100. And finally, the average days on market have gone up by 12. So I have put April 2023, March 2023, and April 2022 up on the screen. Feel free to pause that if you want to look at those and compare them. Otherwise, you can go to the link in the description and check it out for yourself. Moving on. Here are the numbers for detached homes in Metro Vancouver for April 2023. Detached homes in April of 2023 saw 3,310 active listings, 808 sales, a benchmark price of $1,915,800, and the average days on market for a detached home in April of 2023 was 33. So let's do the sales to active listing ratio to see what type of market detached homes were sitting in April of 2023. So if we take the sales of 808 and we divide them by the active listings of 3,310, we get 24.4%, which is a seller's market. Now, if you're confused as to what the sales to active listing ratio means, we'll be going over that a little bit in the summary, so don't worry, just hold on. Now, let's take April 2023 and compare that to March 2023 so we can see how things have shifted month to month. As you can see, April had 160 more active listings, 74 more sales, the benchmark price went up $54,000, and the average days on market dropped by 6 from month to month. Now let's take April 2023 and compare that to April 2022 so we can see how things have shifted from year to year. So April this year saw 496 less active listings, 154 less sales, and the benchmark price tripped and fell $223,400, and the average days on market are up by 12. So I've put April 2023, March 2023, and April 2022 up on the screen for detached homes, so you can pause it now to compare those numbers, or you can go to the link in the description and take a look for yourself. Otherwise, we are going to be moving on. Okay, so here is the big summary. Whether or not you watched the numbers for the condo markets or the townhouse market or the detached market, I'll just tell you straight out, prices are still going up. So that's 3 months in a row that the prices are going up, but don't confuse 3 months in a row of prices going up with historical highs. If you go back a year, as we did with the detached market, you'll see that the benchmark price in the detached market is over $220,000 below what it was last year. So remember, when you're going over these stats, make sure you don't just do month to month, you go year to year, or in some cases even further. Now, due to time constraints and trying to keep these videos as close to 10 minutes or under as possible, I can't go back more than a few years. But if you look at sales from April 2022 to April 2023, 2023 is down by 16.5%. But if you follow that link below and you compare 2021 with 2022, 2022 was down by 34.1% from the year before. So make sure you go back and go through those statistics. But when you go through all that data, you'll see we have definitely not recovered yet. But are we recovering? Well, we've got 3 months in a row of price rises. Now, until we get up to those numbers, until we break through that glass ceiling, I really don't want to call it a recovery. I don't want to get you too excited. I try to be a bit of a realist here. Optimism is great, but let's stick to realism when we're going over the statistics. Now, what you could take away from this, and this is absolutely up to you, is that we have been up here and right now we're on our way back up. So getting into the market between here and here might give you the opportunity for some serious equity growth. But keep in mind, real estate is not guaranteed, so make sure you do your own homework. Speaking of homework, if you did watch the whole video, first of all, thank you. Second of all, you heard me talk about a sales to active listing ratio. And the amount of times I mention this in updates, I will definitely just have to do a quick video explaining what a sales to active listing ratio is, so I don't need to explain it in a summary all the time, but I'm going to do it one more time. Sales to active listing ratio is when you take the sales and you divide them by the active listings to figure out basically what type of market that a particular product is in. So the Metro Vancouver Real Estate Board considers a sales to active listing ratio above 20% as a seller's market, and between 12 and 20% a balanced market, and below 12% a buyer's market. And you can look at those respectively. If it's a buyer's market, it means the buyers are in control, or typically means the buyers are in control. A balanced market means sellers and buyers are balanced, and a seller's market means that the sellers are typically in control. Now, this is just a basic idea. This doesn't necessarily mean the seller is in control. And make sure when you're looking at these statistics that you're looking for your specific product type in your specific neighborhood. This is a market update for Metro Vancouver, which is an enormous area, but these numbers don't necessarily line up with your specific neighborhood. So make sure if you're going to be using this to try to figure out what kind of push and pull that you have in the market, whether you're a buyer or a seller, make sure you figure it out for your specific neighborhood. Now, again, eventually I will make a video on this. So if you're confused, please let me know in the comments and I will fire that your way and I'll try to get into more specifics. Now, at the start of the video, I mentioned that the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver had said that we are making a surprising comeback. Now, what I think they meant by that is that despite the high interest rates, we are seeing slow price rises. But that's like if we were in a dead sprint, we tripped, we fell flat on our face, lost complete momentum. Now we're back up on all fours and we're starting to crawl in the same direction that we were going. So again, it's not a full recovery, but it may be a surprise comeback. We'll have to wait until we hit that ceiling to find out. And finally, at the start of the video, I said I would tell you what I am seeing while I'm out there doing those property videos, taking clients around and hosting open houses. Well, I am seeing an uptick in activity, which is pretty in line with the statistics we just talked about. I'm seeing people who are pre-approved, I'm seeing people on their journey to pre-approval, and I'm seeing lots of open houses that already have accepted offers on it. Now, some of the reason for open houses that have accepted offers are because we're also seeing a lot of people who are actually falling through on their finances. So accepted offers that are not making it all the way to subject removal. So there is definitely some difficulty there, but despite all of that, we are making that surprising comeback. Now let's wait till we get all the way up to that glass ceiling before we call it an actual comeback, but I am seeing the breadcrumbs, I am seeing the clues to a comeback. So in my opinion, I think this summer might get pretty hot. So there it is, I am seeing a bit of a comeback, but remember, let's not call it a comeback until we get all the way back to where we were. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to check out any of those home tours, make sure you subscribe here or follow me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or anywhere. I do take requests, so if you want to see an MLS listing but you're not going to be able to make it, shoot me a message and I'll try to get there and do a video for you. Whether or not I can post it publicly will be up to that listing agent, but I can definitely send you one. So make sure you reach out to me. You can comment below. I have a link in my bio, or you can find me at tylerburrows.com, and that goes with any questions or concerns as well. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.